Welcome to Knightline, the morning after, on ESPN 580 Orlando, WDBO. Night Nation's only call-in show goes live now.
All right, hello Night Nation. This is Andrew Phegley coming to you from the Victory Casino Cruises.com studio. Brought to you by Chad Barlaw. This is Knightline, the morning after. Chad Barlaw raising the bar on what to expect from your personal injury attorney. Give Chad a call, 407-599-9036 for a free consultation, or visit chadbarlaw.com. Like I said, this is Knightline the morning after. I'm Andrew Phegley. I'm being joined by Ben Stout and Roger Bengal. And then also today we have a very special guest here, and Adam Eaton from the Sons of UCF that you hear on the Knightline Sports Network as well is here. Welcome, Adam.
Andrew, thanks for having me. It's about time you and I got a chance to meet. We've never actually met before. I don't think people know that. The first time we've met, you, Ben, Roger, thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah, so how you guys doing?
Doing great.
Waking up.
All right, good deal. All right, so we got a lot of stuff. Basketball pulled one out the other day that I was very surprised that they did that, by the way. We're taking your calls, by the way, 844-225-5580, 844-225-5580 on the Dever Team line, or you can send us a text at 21232, or you can reach me, AP_Knightline on Twitter. So back to sports, because that's what we're here to talk about, UCF sports, obviously. But yeah, basketball pulled this game out the other day on Wednesday night, which was unbelievable. Shocked that they were able to pull that one off. We'll talk a lot more about that later. Spring football continues. We're going to talk to Anthony Robertson later on, which is going to be really cool. Former tight end for UCF, and he's actually in the transfer portal right now. So he's looking to do something else, and he's doing a lot of charity work. So we're going to talk to him about that. We're going to talk about women's basketball a little bit because they're in the AAC tournament today at 6:30 versus Cincinnati. They're doing very well in that tournament. They're doing great. Number 22 softball. 18-5, won yesterday 6-1 against Long Beach State. And then baseball, number 14, folks, in the top 15. And they should go up again, I believe. Today, 1 p.m. versus Butler. And then we've got, we can talk some XFL maybe and all that stuff. So I think we should start off with this basketball situation, the men's basketball situation. Today they play their last final regular season home game, or final regular season game period, I guess, versus ECU at 2 p.m. Wow.
Senior day.
Yeah.
Senior day today.
Senior day, which is a big deal. A couple of those guys moving on. But this game on Wednesday night was very, very frustrating. They've all been very frustrating this season, I think. But fill us in with your synopsis, Ben, about this game, because what happened was they were up in the first
19-0. They started out the game. They were up. Not on the other side of it. They were up 19-zip to start the game, and it was an incredible first half. It was whenever you see UCF playing that well on the basketball court, you as a really invested fan, you kind of get as you use the word, frustrated, because you see the type of talent and if they're clicking on all cylinders, what we can do to a good team in SMU. They were playing fantastic defense. They were playing so together on offense, and they built up that lead in a true way that Johnny Dawkins loves his team to play basketball. I mean, they were smothering on defense. They were switching well. They were running this kind of three-quarter court trap. It was fantastic to see in the first half, and I believe they only scored 14 points. SMU did in the first half, and then sure enough, the second half started. SMU went on a 7-0 run and kind of didn't look back. And then all of a sudden, we found ourselves down in the ball game with about 5 minutes left. And it was a battle from that point on. But the positive thing about it, although losing that lead is frustrating, the positive thing about it is we did battle and we did execute down the stretch enough to pull off the win. And we've been in these situations a lot this year, and being able to pull off the win and gain confidence in that way, knowing that you can actually win those games, hopefully is going to pay dividends the rest of this season and certainly going into next year with all the young guys we have.
Yeah, absolutely. Anybody else there? Roger, you haven't said a word yet. I'm shocked.
Well, we have a little bit of a barrier between us. But as far as the basketball game versus SMU, like Ben said, it was a good team that we played. We forced a lot of turnovers. We had good ball movement. We were hitting threes. So these are all the pieces that we expected to see at the beginning of the year. I mean, you had Mahan hitting threes. We had all the confidence in the world. And then when we came out in the second half, it was just like, okay, we forgot how to play that way. So, we ended up in a situation where the last minute and a half, 2 minutes, again, we're in a tight game. The difference is with this game, despite, I don't know, you didn't even mention Colin Smith's inbound pass. We still haven't figured out how to inbound. I mean, it's those fundamentals in those last couple of minutes that would have been the difference for us in several games this year. And that's really what had me on edge, because I was watching them play. We have to learn, and we talked about this last week, we have to learn how to win in those final 2 minutes. And that's where we've won or lost a lot of games this year. You're not going to play like we did the first half all the time. But when you do watch them play like that, that's a tournament team, we have to win the final 2 minutes.
Well, I think the interesting thing is who steps up in those minutes, right? Who steps up in those final minutes? And we haven't seen a consistent person all season long that we know this guy's going to get the ball and get us in the right set, in the right situation, get the inbounds pass in. It's almost been a clown car show of who's going to actually get the ball. Can we get it in? Who's going to bring it up? And you saw some of that, kind of ease up a little bit with Tony Johnson, but he only got 8 minutes in this game. And so then you saw Ingram back in. So who's that person? I know it's senior night, obviously, and some of these guys are going to be leaving us. But I think that's the thing we got to figure out if you're Johnny Dawkins is who's got the ball in their hands at the end of the game, who's getting us in the right sets, who's putting us in the right positions, because we just haven't seen it all year, and it's been up and down. It's been a roller coaster throughout the entire season.
Yeah, and the funny thing about that final play, second final play where Colin Smith made that horrible pass, it is the actual inbounds. We ran a great screen for Cesar de Jesus, and he caught the ball wide open running down the court towards our basket. And to be honest with you, that hasn't happened all year as far as breaking that press and getting the ball in bounds. We've had trouble getting the ball in bounds. And so for Colin Smith to catch it, and there's no shot clock at that point, all you got to do is hold on the ball and wait for you to get fouled. He hit 3 or 4 free throws leading up to that point in the last couple minutes. So he was going to hit the free throws, and thank God it worked out.
If you want to talk about a positive, one of the positives that we've had as of late in those last 2 minutes has been the free throw shooting.
Yeah.
I mean, we have traditionally, how frustrating has it been over the past 3 or 4 years? We've been so inconsistent with the free throw shooting. Colin's been hitting them really well. Everybody across the board really has been hitting them well. If we can do that, you take a part of that 2-minute game away.
Yeah, and it makes it really interesting when you have a big man who can hit free throws, because a lot of the times the way you see it is the opposite, and you can't go to your kind of go-to player in the clutch because he's a liability from the free throw line. That's the way it was with Taco Fall. That's the way it's been with a lot of other big men in the NBA and otherwise. And so it is a luxury that Colin can step up and hit free throws, and I'll also give a credit to Brandon Mahan as well. He stepped up, hit some big free throws, and quite frankly bailed Colin Smith out. He was the one that got the steal right after Colin Smith threw that away, and then I'll give Colin further credit. He played fantastic defense on the final play of the game in order to ice that victory. So it was great that we pulled it out, not without some stress, that's for sure, but it was great that we pulled it out.
All right. So, Ben, what are you looking forward to today? What do you think's going to happen today against ECU at 2?
Well, ECU is a team that is an overall team. They're young. They're still trying to figure it out, kind of similar to us, but they have one of the best players in the conference in Jalen Gardner. He's a big guy. He loves to grab about 30 rebounds a game on us, it seems. He's a really good basketball player. He's a sophomore. He's young. He's a big guy. So we're certainly going to need to contain him. And as I said last week, as long as we can pull out today's game, that guarantees us a winning season. That'll be 4 straight winning seasons under Coach Dawkins, which hasn't been done since 2005 with the UCF Knights. So we do have something to play for today, not only for that winning season, but for conference seeding as well, which is going to be important going into the conference tournament.
Yeah, and we beat ECU 68-64 on February 6th, so we've won against this team already once. We should be able to hopefully do it again. I hope that they can pull this one out, because that record, I believe, would be kind of a big thing, and at least give them some momentum going into the American tournament, which they probably really need bad. Yep. Yeah. So
well, that actually sets up interestingly, because if we win today, we should be an 8 or 9 seed. So we'll be playing the Cows in our first game. So how sweet would it be to end the season with a win against the Cows in the first round of the tournament?
That would be great.
Yeah.
And any win against them is a good thing. So yeah, we didn't do so well against them the last time, which was not good. So hopefully we can do that. Yeah.
They may break out the lime green Waste Management jerseys. Who knows? We'll see.
I remember some sliming action going on or something. That was the whole thing the last time. How about this baseball team though?
Killing it.
I mean, absolutely killing it. It's awesome that they're playing the way that they are. I mean, that has to be one of the best starts ever, if not the best start ever for a UCF baseball team.
Well, I think it was just so unexpected. I don't think we knew what we were going to have coming into the season. So it's almost like basketball unfortunately hasn't really taken what it was last year. Last year, this time it was crazy basketball, right? We were getting ready for the tournament. This year, obviously, we're in a different spot. I think baseball's kind of filled that UCF void. So I don't think we knew what to expect. A lot of folks were leaving the team last year. Coaches left, players were leaving, transfers, things like that. So I don't think we knew what to expect, but the pitching staff has just been lights out, and some guys are certainly gotten hot right now. And it's been a welcome addition sort of to the UCF sports family. Really having the baseball team take this next step forward, and hopefully we can keep it going for the rest of the season.
Yeah, and it's a big step forward as well. Being ranked number 14, that's a big deal. They've already won the weekend basically, since they've already won the 2 games against Butler. 2-1 on Friday night, 4-0 yesterday evening. I mean, the bats are going, the pitching's going. They've definitely got a good thing going there.
Well, it was kind of funny. Andrew actually called in, not this Andrew, but the Andrew that calls in, and asked us about what we thought this team would do throughout the season, right? And at the time, I remember I answered, I said, well, it's really going to depend on the bats. I'm not sure if this is a tournament team, but I'm looking at them now and the way the bats have played, because they're not only, they've got some power guys, they've got McCabe, who's hitting really well, Rathbone's hitting really well, but they've also got small ball guys. So that pitching, as long as people are staying healthy, we're aggressive on the base running. As long as the pitching stays healthy, I think we have a shot at having a tournament team and going to a regional.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that Lovelady seemed to be so excited about going into this season that he didn't have last year is that depth. His depth in the pitching staff, his depth and at multiple positions throughout the field that he can bring in batters in a pitch hitting situation and really work that rotation well. And I think that hitting rotation 1 through 9 in the lineup, he's really got that dialed in, and they're clicking on all cylinders right now, and it's just fantastic to see. And just one other thing I'll say with baseball, softball, men's and women's tennis right now, that's 4 ranked teams on campus. I'm not sure if that's ever happened at UCF before, where we have 4 ranked teams in the same season at the same time. And so that's just really exciting. That's fulfilling Danny White's vision of a top 25 in all sports.
It's a
And we got a big one this week. And sorry, Andrew. Wednesday, Miami's coming to the John. So
yeah,
a good early test to see kind of where we stack up. Miami's historically a pretty good power in baseball, so it should be a good one on Wednesday.
Yeah, we got the Wednesday midweek game against the University of Miami, and then Yale University for the weekend next weekend, and then Florida State. And then we go into conference play. So that's where the money is made and the big things happen, conference play. That will really tell the story about this team. All right, we're going to take a little bit of a break, and we will be right back on Knightline the morning after, taking your calls, 844-225-5580.
Night Nation, this is Adam, one half of the dynamic duo that is the Sons of UCF, which is found only on the Knightline Sports Network. Join UCF Mike and I each week as we bring you some of the latest from in and around UCF sports, including such great segments as the Josh Heupel Translator, Top 8 Lists, and Cow of the Week. We'll also bring you some of the most in-depth and unique interviews with some of your favorite former Knights. You don't want to miss a moment, so make sure you subscribe to the Knightline Sports Network wherever you get your podcasts, and we'll take care of the rest. Go Knights. Charge on.
Dad, thanks for taking me bowling. This is fun.
I just wanted to talk to you about protecting yourself.
Dad.
You know, at some point, maybe you're posting dance vids at a party.
Dance vids?
Yeah, the dance vids. And people around you are using cable internet. You can always call me or your mom, and we'll come get you. No questions asked.
Dad, I know to use internet with AT&T Fiber.
You know, it's just the people with cable internet, they could have the upload speeds of internet with AT&T Fiber, and they choose not to. They're not thinking, son.
Dad, I'll be okay.
Hey, good talk, right? All right, you're up, big guy.
Just okay is not okay. Switch to AT&T Fiber with 1 gig internet and get upload speeds 20 times faster than cable. Find out how to bundle with AT&T TV for $39.99 a month, each for a year with 24-month and 12-month internet agreements. Limited availability may not be in your area. Check eligibility at att.com/bundle. Speeds vary. Download max typically 940 megabits per second. Not guaranteed. $10 per month equipment fee applies. Limit 3 concurrent AT&T streams. Details at att.com/att-tv. Activation, early termination, internet equipment non-return, and other charges and restrictions apply. Visit att.com/bundle for details.
Hey, this is Travis Dever, Kai's Real Estate, the Dever team, New Smyrna Beach. Your source for real estate and everything else, New Smyrna Beach. Proud sponsor of Knightline and Knightline Postgame Live. Call me anytime at 386-690-1636. That's 386-690-1636. Let me show you my hometown, New Smyrna Beach, UCF's favorite beach. Go Knights and charge on.
Don't just lose weight, Central Florida. Burn fat. Lose 20 pounds or more in 40 days, guaranteed. And for a limited time only, buy one program and get the second free. That's right. Buy one program and get the second absolutely free. Burn Fat Orlando has successfully helped over 15,000 patients lose weight and regain their health. And we guarantee we can help you. Lose weight naturally with absolutely no drugs, no shots, no prepackaged food. Call Burn Fat Orlando now at 855-889-8446 or at burnfatorlando.com.
Whether it's on AM 580, FM 96.5 HD2, Alexa, or Google Home, we are everywhere you hear audio. ESPN 580 Orlando, Orlando's home for the biggest events in sports.
And now, back to Knightline, the morning after, on ESPN 580 Orlando, WDBO. Call now at 844-225-5580 or text at 21232.
All right, we are back. This is Knightline the morning after on ESPN 580 Orlando. Coming to you live from the Victory Casino Cruises.com studio and brought to you by Chad Bar Law, raising the bar on what to expect from your personal injury attorney. Give Chad a call, 407-599-9036 for a free consultation, or visit chadbarlaw.com. We're taking your calls, 844-225-5580 on the Dever team line, and your text at 21232 or AP_Knightline on Twitter. We have our friend Anthony Robertson on the phone right now from UCF, former tight end in the transfer portal. Anthony, how you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Really good. How are you?
Good. Thank you very much for coming on this morning. We really appreciate it. You've got a lot of exciting stuff going on, right?
No doubt. A lot of stuff on the way.
a lot's going on right now, so I'm really in the blessed position.
Well, go ahead and tell us about what you got going on.
Well, I'm chasing my passion in film. I got a lot of personal, film stuff on the way. I've finished about 4 scripts for short films that I want to put out soon, at least 2 in April. I'm still in the transfer portal, taking a couple visits. I'm going to New Mexico State next week. Going to Howard at the end of the month. So a lot of stuff is on the way.
Hey, Anthony, it's Adam from the Sons of UCF. I know you and I were kind of trading some notes back and forth on Twitter, and something I saw you put out this week, really interested to learn more about, the One Kid United campaign in One Kid Orlando, something I know that's close to you and Jordan. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you're doing there and how folks in Knight Nation can get involved?
So, me and Jordan, did a lot with the Orlando community, and the Orlando community gave a lot to us back. We raised about over $2,000, over 600 gifts for Christmas, and, we're real close with the Orlando community, so we wanted to extend our initiative. Even though we're about to go our separate paths, we still wanted to be able to help out. So with One Kid, we're going to, sponsor a kid for a month, and that organization as well, and, really just, hone on, getting personal with that person and bringing that person to the community for uplifting, for support and encouraging, because that's what we're all about.
All righty. I think at the same time, actually, you just mentioned Jordan Johnson. I think we have him on the line as well. Jordan, are you there? Or maybe not.
Hello.
Hey, there he is. What's going on, my man? Jordan Johnson as well here. I don't know if both of them can talk at the same time or not. I think they can. How are you doing, Jordan?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Good. So Anthony was just telling us about the initiative that you guys kind of have going on with your charity stuff. Tell us a little bit more about that.
We're just looking forward to getting out in the Orlando community and putting a spotlight on some of the special kids in the community, because we know that they deserve it. And when somebody is behind you like that and has that support for you, it makes you want to go out and do better things and go out and be the best version of yourself. So that's what we're trying to, start in Orlando.
Yeah, you guys have done, both of you have done a awesome job over your time here at UCF. Taking care of the community and stuff like that. I think that's a huge thing, especially for college players to do that. We expect that from pro players, but I don't think that we expect that enough from college players to do that. And a lot of college players, student athletes, don't have a lot of time to do stuff like this. So what you guys are doing is obviously very special.
Yeah, and it's also a lot of fun to see the looks on the kids' faces, like when we visit their elementary schools or the Boys and Girls Club, and they literally idolize UCF football players. So that's the main reason why we want to do this, so that we can use the platform that we have to go out and do good for the world. Because there's enough sad stories around. There's enough horror stories. We want to get out and have a success story and something that's good in the world.
And this is Night Bengal, Roger. I actually interacted with both of you. You guys mentioned the elementary school thing. My son, you guys worked with my son's middle school to do a visit with them. For whatever reason, their administration didn't follow all the way through the process. But I just wanted to tell you personally, I appreciated it. My son was even excited that you both were interested enough in him to be able to participate in that. And all the kids that were there were super excited about having you guys there. As an entity, UCF football has the ability to influence. And it's not just, back in the day when I was growing up around here, there wasn't a whole lot of presence. But you guys are making a difference in the community. And it's actually interesting to me because you kind of are taking divergent paths, right? So, Jordan, you're getting ready for the NFL Combine. And Anthony, you were talking about, going and furthering your film career and everything like that. But the fact that both of you are still involved in the community, I think that speaks volumes of for both of you. And Andrew had mentioned this too. As student athletes, as former student athletes, many of us know how much time and effort you guys are putting in putting a championship product out there. That's a huge, huge, huge deal. So I'm interested in hearing how you guys are going to carry that on.
Like, honestly, just being better men, and like excellence is a habit. You know, you have to be excellent in all areas of your life. So we want to be good students. We want to be good football players. We want to be out in the community and showing people, like, if you excel in school, if you work hard in whatever you do, you don't have to be an athlete. But if you choose to be an athlete, if you work hard at it, you can literally achieve anything you set your mind to. And we just want to show people that. And especially the youth, because they're the future.
Me and Jordan had talked about, around the time of the bowl game, about not giving up on, our friendship just because we're going two different ways. And we talked about not giving up on the community either. Even though we might not be in Orlando come this time next year, it's still, important to us that we stay involved some way and somehow. So this is a great way for us. And our former teammates are behind us, and that's what's great, that even when we leave, we got people like Landon and Otis and Kayvon and, other guys like that that's going to carry the torch for us and help us get this initiative to where we're still helping and we're still involved, but we're not doing it alone. So we're super excited about that. And, it's only going to make our relationship closer. It's only going to make our relationship closer with our former teammates. And it's only going to form a bond with the Orlando community that's going to be unbreakable while uplifting the community as well.
Hey, guys, this is Ben Stout. Former UCF student athlete. I played basketball for UCF in the early 2000s, and I just wanted to what's up, guys? And so I wanted to say not only that I'm so appreciative of the representation that you guys are doing for the university and just out in the Orlando community. I'm an Orlando guy, grew up in the Orlando area, and I'm just so appreciative of the work that you guys are doing and willing to do so. And what I'm curious about, Jordan, you talked on the Knightline podcast earlier or last week about you were inspired by a quote that was in a freshman orientation. But I just want to hear more. I'd love to hear more from both of you about what inspired you. Maybe it was an individual, or maybe it was just an experience in your youth. What's inspired you guys to be so incredibly involved in the community?
Well, when people ask me that all the time, I always refer to A-Rob. I say that he was the reason why I'm always in the community. And I told you guys that when I was on the show last time, that he's the reason why I'm always in the community. And a lot of times people give me credit like, bro, you're so great, you're always doing this and that. I'm like, bro, I probably wouldn't have done half the stuff if A-Rob wasn't like, yo, I'm going to the Boys and Girls Club this Friday, you want to come? And I'm like, every time he says it, of course, I'm never like, no, I can't. I'm always down to go, and it's always a good time. But he always is the initiator of that, and I'm just the guy who goes with him. So we make a good duo.
So you guys have other people in line as well that are still on the team that are going to continue this kind of stuff?
Well, I've sat down and had conversations with a couple guys, and a couple guys said, they were nervous about losing that touch with the community after me and Jordan left. But one guy who really stuck out and told me that he's not going to allow what I build and what JJ built and what other guys before us built go to waste is Landon Woodson. We've had continuous talks about him, picking up where we left off and taking it to another level and, fully finishing and bringing guys with him, to the stuff that we built up as community service leaders. So I'm super excited about what he's going to do, and I know he's going to be great. So I'm excited about that.
All right, so let's go on to the field for a second. So we saw a video this week, and this is for either of you, of Mackenzie Milton back in the practice field and throwing the ball a little bit. I know you both have a close relationship with Mackenzie. What were your emotions? I mean, I know you've seen everything he's gone through behind the scenes, but what were your emotions kind of seeing him back out there in a red practice jersey, throwing the football around? What were your emotions when you guys saw that video?
I knew it was going to happen. You know, it's something that when you see somebody work so hard for, and you see somebody behind the scenes grind every day for and keep a positive attitude, like I knew it was going to happen, you know? So for me, it was just that moment where you are like you're just satisfied for that person, where it's like, man, I knew it was going to come one day. It's finally starting to work in his favor. So that really touched me. That really made me happy for him.
And guys,
I'm also really happy for him because I used to spend a lot of time in the training room just making sure my body was good, making sure I was like fixed up all my aches and pains. And every time I'm in there, Mackenzie's in there grinding with our physical therapist, like doing some one-leg squats or some like anything that can help him strengthen his knee as fast as possible without re-injuring it. And he was always in there trying to get better. And it just makes me so happy to see that all of his hard work is coming in handy for him.
And guys, just a quick question. I know while you were with the team during the season, you were both you had this group of men that you were bringing together, and you were having conversations about how to be a better man and also how to be a better player and teammate. And when there were tough times, when you guys had, this season, unfortunately, a few losses, that core group and that setup, a lot of guys that were on the team said they got a lot of value out of that. Is that continuing, and how are you guys going to continue to involve that?
That's something that was built before us. You know, it started. Well, I guess it did start with us our junior year, but that's something that I doubt will even ever go away. That's going to continue because it's just a natural thing for the locker room. Even outside of that group that we had, you know, we'd have a talk in the locker room with 30 guys sit in the locker room an hour after practice talking about, it'll start off about football, then it'll go about some personal stuff, and then it'll get to a serious issue. And that's without setting a time, a meeting, or anything. That's just natural. That's just a natural thing in the locker room. So that's not going anywhere. From what I've heard from Marlon used to be my roommate. What I heard about Marlon is that the guys like sit down at lunch every Wednesday, because I guess they got wings on Wednesday. Don't tell JJ, but they got wings on Wednesday, and they have like Wing Wednesday where they just sit down and they just talk to each other about everything. So.
Alrighty, guys. Hey, thank you so much for calling in and talking to us today. We really appreciate it. You guys have been the absolute most wonderful ambassadors for the UCF program that have been. So really, really appreciate what you guys do for the community and what you did on the field, obviously. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it, and we will obviously follow you guys in your next endeavors, and we look forward to all the stuff that you guys will do in your lives.
No doubt. To everybody listening, we beg that you guys, keep updated with the Twitter at One Kid United. It's going to be posting updates about our certain kids of the month. We got this month we have a girl with Chrome deletion that really could use your support. Next week next month we have a girl that's most likely going to be in remission if everything else goes well. So a lot of stuff on the way with that. So keep updated. Love your help. We need your help. And we're really trying to do good one kid at a time.
All right. We'll definitely have you guys back. We just have to take a break right now. We'll be right back on Knightline the morning after.
I'm Jeff Allen. Join me each and every week on the Knightline Sports Network for the AAC Report. We bring you in-depth coverage of each school in football, basketball, baseball, softball, soccer, golf, tennis, and more, as well as bring you insider interviews and focus in on the biggest games and news of the week. That's all right here each week on the AAC Report, only on the Knightline Sports Network.
Spice up your company with homemade marketing services from Tasty Gravy Creative. Tasty Gravy serves up a menu of budget-friendly marketing, graphic design, and public relations services customized to your specific goals. Co-owned by a UCF graduate, Tasty Gravy can help refresh your brand, strengthen your online presence, or reinforce your company's message. Contact Tasty Gravy for help with your website, social media, marketing, advertising materials, and more. Visit tastygravy.com.
Pop quiz. If you sell a home for $500,000, how much would a traditional real estate agent charge in commission? If you guessed $25,000 to $30,000, you're right. But if you think that's the only way, you're wrong. This is why thousands of homeowners are making the switch to Rex. With Rex, you get a dedicated agent and a full-service experience at a fraction of the cost. Rex uses game-changing technology to cut out the middleman and save homeowners tens of thousands of dollars in fees. See if you qualify by calling 833-REX-HOME. Remember, this is your home. Why give an insane amount of equity away to an agent? Rex offers the lowest fee in the industry without skimping on service. You'll work with an experienced real estate team with you every step of the way. Get the most out of your home. See if you qualify by calling 833-REX-HOME. 833-REX-HOME.
Florida, CQ 1057788.
Minimum fee may apply. Not licensed in all 50 states. Visit rexhomes.com to see if Rex is available in your area. Rex fully supports the principles of the Fair Housing Act and Equal Opportunity Act.
Shoot Straight, a premier Smith & Wesson M&P dealer, cares about Central Florida. They offer concealed carry classes at their 2 Central Florida locations in Apopka and Castleberry. Shoot Straight has all the top brands and is the place to go for anything firearms. They carry brands like Sig Sauer, Beretta, Springfield, and Kimber. Plus, they have gun safes from American Security. Get more info at shoot-straight.com or call 407-889-0842. Shoot Straight, the first choice for anything firearms.
The Beard and Baldwin Food and Wine Festival returns Saturday, March 28th with Central Florida's most talented chefs and 45 high-end restaurants participating. Proceeds benefit the James Beard Foundation's Culinary Scholarship Program. The Beard and Baldwin Food and Wine Festival is brought to you by Tito's Handmade Vodka and Dewar's Scotch Whiskey, double-aged for extra smoothness. Purchase tickets now at beardandbaldwin.com.
Whether it's on AM 580, FM 96.5 HD2, Alexa, or Google Home, we are everywhere you hear audio. ESPN 580 Orlando, Orlando's home for the biggest events in sports.
And now, back to Knightline, the morning after, on ESPN 580 Orlando, WDBO. Call now at 844-225-5580 or text at 21232.
All right, we are back on Knightline the morning after. I'm Andrew Phegley. We have Ben Stout here. We have Adam Eaton here. We have Roger Bengal here. And I forgot to mention earlier, we have Sam Albuquerque here as well.
There's a lot of people. It's okay. I'm just pushing the buttons, making sure the show's on air.
You did a great job filling in this week earlier for
Scotty and with Scotty and Jerry for Nikki. Yeah.
Yeah, you did a great job, by the way.
Thank you. I try.
You did a great job. Okay, so we are live from the VictoryCasinoCruises.com studio, home of the only legal sports book in Central Florida. That's a great deal. You got to get out there and do that. It's fun. You can win some money. You can, do all kinds of stuff out there on the cruises. And then we're brought to you by Chad Bar Law, raising the bar on what to expect from your personal injury attorney. Give Chad a call, 407-599-9036 for a free consultation, or visit chadbarlaw.com. He's doing exciting things in that realm of law where he's working. So definitely give him a call if you need something like that. And we're taking your calls, 844-225-5580. By the way, the phone line's always open. Or you can send us a text, 21232 or AP_Knightline on Twitter. We were talking about basketball. It was cool to have the football players just on really quick. That was extremely cool. Adam, thank you very much for setting that up. Really appreciate it. I did want to go back, though. I have a clip for basketball, and I forgot to play it. Johnny Dawkins, after that win on Wednesday night, I want to go back to that because I really liked what he said after that game.
Tale of two halves, right? I mean, you give SMU a lot of credit, and especially in the second half. They forced us back on our heels some, and like I said, they got off to a great start the second half. 7-0 run kind of set a tone, and I give our guys a lot of credit, because when that happens and you go all the way to where you lose a lead because we lost the lead, then we show, what we were made of. We were able to fight back, regain a lead, and win a really good ball game.
Okay, so he was pleased with what happened. I mean, the entire time I was like, what is going through Johnny Dawkins' head? You know what I'm saying? When he's standing there watching this thing dissolve in front of him, this huge lead that they had piled up and all that. So it's good to be able to get to hear, what's in the coach's mind after that. There was a lot more in that press conference. Obviously, I didn't clip all the clips for that, but you will hear more on Knightline podcast this evening about that for sure.
For sure. I think he was, as he alluded to there, where the team just kind of kept their poise, although it all kind of fell apart. They lost the lead and it all kind of fell apart, but they kept their poise. And, we were talking about that play with Colin Smith earlier. I'd be remiss not to talk about one of the best play sequences of the season that Colin Smith was involved in both sides of it, where they had gotten a lot of backdoor cuts for layups and dunks in that second half. That was a large part of their run and their comeback. And Colin Smith stepped up and timed his block perfectly, and the guy was trying to dunk on him, and
that block was incredible.
Back.
That was my memory moment of that game.
Yes.
The thing that stands out the most from that game was that in particular for me.
And then he turned around on the other end and scored a great bucket to kind of get us on back on track. And so Colin deserves a lot of credit. He had a fantastic game overall.
All right, let's switch to women's basketball real quick because what they're doing is special this year as well. They're probably, I think they're pretty much a lock to be in the NCAA tournament. So, Ben, maybe you know a little bit about what they're doing a little bit more than the rest of us.
Well, I mean, it's the second straight year that we've been able to secure the number 2 seed in the AAC tournament, and when you've got a team in your conference that has been as dominant as UConn, never lost a conference game UConn has, being able to get the number 2 seed and being on the other side of the bracket, the opposite side of the bracket from UConn, is very important. Coach Abe has just done a fantastic job with this team this year. We wound up beating Wichita State last night in the first round, or I should say second round of the tournament overall, because we secured the bye. We won 65-32. It was just a dominating performance, and we're going into Cincinnati today in order to hopefully take care of business and get that big-time matchup with UConn. And I was talking with a few people on Twitter last night, and I have a hard time disagreeing. If we're able to win the AAC championship by beating a dominant team like UConn, sending them out of our conference with a loss for the first time ever and winning the championship, it's easily top 3, probably biggest wins in UCF sports history, I'd say. It would just be a fantastic win if we can pull that off. But the most important thing is getting the opportunity, because that could afford us an at-large bid without much issue.
All right, we got a call here real quick. We're going to take Andrew from Oviedo. What's going on, my man?
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good. Haven't talked to you in a while. What's new?
Nothing new per se with me. Just dealing with life stuff. But I wanted to call in. I know last time I talked to you guys about the baseball and kind of your thoughts. Now that we've further gotten to the season, has your thoughts of the season changed and our potential possibly gone up?
I think that it's only gotten better, to be honest with you, with what they've been doing and what they've shown out there. I mean, obviously, we'll see once conference play starts. That's the only thing that kind of scares me.
Yeah, I was just going to say that I'm certainly excited about what we've shown from a pitching and hitting standpoint, and as Adam said earlier, with the matchups that we have before we start our conference play with Miami and Florida State on the slate, I think that sets us up well for the behemoth that is ECU that we start out the conference slate with.
Well, that's the key, too. We have a really good conference. Usually we have Tulane. We usually have ECU that's doing really well. Houston's doing really well. So the one good thing about the AAC from a baseball perspective is that we are, one, being tested. We've got a good schedule out, a non-conference, but two, that helps our RPI. And our RPI should continue to stay high, even if we drop a few of those games, since we have such highly rated teams that we're playing, and we've got some pretty solid wins, the Auburn win, etc. Our RPI should remain high, and these guys are definitely looking like a regional team. It's funny that you mentioned it, because I actually mentioned you in your call a little bit earlier in the show, And the big question mark at that time was the hitting, and the hitting's coming through. I don't know how much of that is because of the new hitting coach that we have, who used to be a pro baseball player. But at the end of the day, as long as that pitching stays up, and we're putting 6.1 innings and 10 strikes out, we're going to be a very hard team to beat. And I definitely think we're a regional team at this point, as long as injuries don't catch up to us.
All righty. Thank you for your call, man. Really appreciate it.
Take care.
All righty. All right, that's Andrew from Oviedo. He is one of our greatest callers, and we greatly appreciate him calling in and giving us questions and stuff like that. If you want to call in, we're going to take a break here in just a minute, but we're going to come back, and we're going to talk to you. You can call us 844-225-5580. We'll be right back on Knightline the morning after.
To be the best, you gotta beat the best. And two of the game's best square off out west.
Down to Davis, feeds LeBron, and traffic glides to the rim. Sidestep, long three, good!
LeBron James and the Lakers take on Kawhi Leonard and the Clippers.
Pitch to Leonard, right corner, three is good! And Kawhi with a little emotion as he pumps the fist.
Today, beginning at 3 on ESPN 580 and FM 96.5 HD2. Presented by Indeed.
Raising the bar on what to expect from your personal injury attorney is our commitment to you at Chad Barr Law. I'm Chad Barr, and as a UCF alum, I am proud to present Knightline, the morning after show, Central Florida's only call-in show dedicated to our UCF Knights every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. And remember, if you or a loved one are injured in an auto accident, call us at 407-599-9036 to schedule your free consultation or visit us at chadbarlaw.com. Our clients come to us in need and leave as family. Offices Altamont Springs. Go Knights, charge on.
Men, are the effects of hypertension, diabetes, or prostate cancer preventing you from having a satisfying love life? In just one visit, the doctors at Premier Men's Medical Center can help you overcome ED or PE to regain your confidence and have you last longer in the bedroom. Name brand pills don't work for many men and can have serious side effects. The highly skilled physicians at Premier Men's Medical Center provide custom blended medications that are safe, effective, and work immediately, regardless of your medical history or age. You'll see results on your first visit, guaranteed, or your consultation is free. So if you have problems in the bedroom, call now for a private consultation. One call, one visit, one simple solution to regain your love life. Call Premier Men's Medical Center now at 407-270-3940. 407-270-3940. That's 407-270-3940.
The Susan G. Komen, Florida, More Than Pink Walk is where we put aside everything else in our lives to share our stories, our laughter, and our tears, to raise money to save lives from breast cancer. Join us on March 14th at Crane's Roost Park in Altamont Springs. Together, we are more than one person dealing with this devastating disease. We're a community fighting back to end breast cancer forever. Every step we take helps bring Central Florida closer to a world without breast cancer. Visit ColemanFlorida.org/Orlando Walk for more information or to register today.
Whether it's on AM 580, FM 96.5 HD2, Alexa, or Google Home, we are everywhere you hear audio. ESPN 580 Orlando, Orlando's home for the biggest events in sports.
And now, back to Knightline, the morning after, on ESPN 580 Orlando, WDBO. Call now at 844-225-5580 or text at 21232.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Knightline the morning after. I am Andrew Phegley, joined by Ben Stout, Roger Bengal, and Adam Eaton, and also Sam Albuquerque.
You say that with such a tone.
Well,
it's like, and also Sam Albuquerque.
Well,
I guess he's there.
I forget to mention
you make
sometimes.
one mistake. You make one mistake, and I get 30 looks now.
It's all good, man. We definitely appreciate what you do. All right, we are brought to you by Chad Bar Law, and we are coming to you from the Victory Casino Cruises.com studio at ESPN 580 Orlando, WDBO. Adam, you brought something up during the break there when we were all talking and, trying to stay awake through the commercials and stuff. Go ahead and pose that question, and then we will discuss.
Yeah, so I think we're pretty lucky in UCF Knightland here. We have some really young, talented folks leading our teams. You think about the football program, we have Dylan Gabriel. Obviously, he's hopefully poised for a big year. On the basketball court, Ben and I were talking about how important Darren Green Jr. has been. Made me think. They're both initial DG. So for the next 5 years, which DG would you rather be? Would you rather be Dylan Gabriel and his potential football future, or Darren Green Jr. and what he can bring on the basketball court? So I'll pose this one. I'll start with Ben. He's sitting right next to me. Which DG would you rather be the next 5 years? Or who do you think will have the better 5-year run here, Dylan or Darren?
So who do I think will have the better 5-year run? I think Dylan Gabriel is probably poised to have a better 5-year run from just the max potential that the football team has on a national stage. We were able to gain some great national attention last year with the special players that we have, in particular the most special player in Taco Fall and the run that we had on the basketball court. But I think just national stage wise, Dylan Gabriel is probably set up to have a better 5-year run. But as you did say 5 years, so that's interesting because that actually moves forward for them beyond UCF, which makes that question even more interesting. And as we were talking about, with Darren Green Jr.'s shooting ability and the importance of the three-point shot in today's NBA game, you just never know what if he can put a 4-year stretch and build upon what he's already started this year. He's certainly got some NBA potential. So when it comes to pro prospects, Darren Green Jr. could develop into that even more so than Dylan Gabriel.
Roger, go ahead.
All right. Wasn't sure where we were going around the room or if I was just taking this one. Okay, so for me, you're right. That was a surprise topic.
Roger's sitting in the other room today, so he's sitting in the control room because there's only 3 spots in here. He's not normally in there, so we have the advantage of him not knowing what we're talking about in here. So.
Or they're all talking about me.
Exactly.
But for me, as far as Dylan versus, I think because I played. No, it is a good question for the point that you made up, which is pro prospect versus college career, right? From an impact perspective, because I played both sports, I played football and I played semi-pro basketball in Europe. If I love basketball, I love to play basketball, but the biggest impact is definitely going to be Dylan Gabriel in college. His opportunity to make an impact, the stage that he has, the fact that we've been riding undefeated seasons and we have this much momentum behind it. I think Dylan has the tools. He has the know-how. He's putting in the effort, and he's got the folks around him to make an immediate impact nationally. Now, on Green, he has the tools physically. He's physically gifted. He's got the right mentality. If you listen to him talk, nobody is going to take the rock, and when he shoots the rock, he's going to win. You can't replace it. It reminds me a lot of BJ, right? It's like Matt Williams' skill set with BJ Taylor. However, we don't know what the pieces around him are going to do yet, right? I do have a lot of confidence in some of the pieces that we're bringing in, but if you're talking about a 4-year career, a lot of that is going to be dependent on that. Would I rather be? I'd rather be Dylan Gabriel right now because I think that's just solidified more from an NBA perspective versus an NFL perspective. I think Dylan Gabriel, the NFL today. You look at Mahomes, you look at a lot of the football quarterbacks that are out there, those guys are mobile, and they need to be able to be mobile. So I think Dylan has an advantage there. Green, to Ben's point, I think that three-point shooting ability and that tenacity and his size, I think he'll be set up good for a possible NBA career as well. But for me, if it were me, I'd want to be Dylan just because the stage is bigger and I have a better supporting cast around me for the short term.
All right, Adam, since you brought it up, I'll let you go.
I mean,
ahead
I'll take Dylan right now,
up.
right? I think as the guys have mentioned, he certainly has the runway. But I think in 5 years, I can see Darren Green on an NBA bench having a 10-year career like a James Jones type player who comes in. Maybe he's not a starter, he's not an elite guy, but he's a 9th, 10th guy on a bench. And all of a sudden, 10 years from now, he's been in the league 3 or 4 years, and who knows where Dylan's at. I hope he's in great places. But I think Darren has an interesting runway in front of him. But I think for the now, absolutely, give me Dylan Gabriel all day. But 10 years from now, I think we should revisit this. Let's all get together in 10 years. Put on your calendars.
About it, yeah.
We'll be back in 10 years.
I'll have even less hair.
Yeah. Okay. So it's been an awesome show, by the way. Thank you very much for bringing that up. That was a
Thanks
good
for
thing. Adam, thank you again for coming, driving down from Jacksonville. Finally got to meet you. Got to meet all these guys. We will be back next week at the exact same time here on ESPN 580 Orlando. Thank you very much from the Knightline guys here. We'll see you next week.